Hi, and welcome to Messages from an Angel. And I'm Angel Morgan, and today is a call-in day. So 647, sorry, I'm the right way. 647-931-4701 for your free reading today. And today we're going to talk about a lot of different things where intuition and psychic work is concerned. So come back and please give us a call at 647-931-4701 for your free psychic reading today on Messages from an Angel.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Hi everybody, it's Angel, and today we're going to start off with a really cool topic. The topic is Akashic. I'm a little sick today, so that's why I have that kind of husky Sheryl Crow voice kind of happening. Excuse me. So today we're going to be talking about the Akashic Records. So what is the Akashic Records? Now, people ask me this question all the time. When I'm standing in front of an audience, where do I draw my information from? Where do I get that information? The information comes from your higher self. It comes from angels, guides, guardians, archangels. It's a free-for-all where it comes from. But in saying that, for me, and try to get your head around this, there is this huge library. Envision a huge library that has limitless information about the everything and the all. Every tiny molecule of every genetic DNA cell of every living thing and non-living thing. I mean, this thing is, think of a mirror within a mirror, within a mirror, within a mirror, within a mirror, endlessly. Men in Black is a really good example. Most people have seen that movie. You've seen that movie, right, Anisha? Yeah, everybody's seen it. Come on, everybody's seen this movie. Men in Black, there is the final scene in the first movie where he goes to his locker, his new locker, and he opens the locker, and there is a society, a community of little alien people. And I love this analogy because then it kind of shifts back and you see the earth and you see the universe, and then you see this other thing opening its locker, and we are within that locker. And that's really what the Akasha is. It's a limitless library of rooms. And many people have said that they, when in the Akasha, will look up and they'll see forever. It just goes on and on and on. It's a literally, for some people it's a library. It looks different for a lot of different people. I've worked with different people who have been in the Akasha. We've accessed the Akasha. And they've actually gone up and up and up, and they look up, and it's a limitless, like shelves and books and books and books and books and books of the Akashic Records. And what those books are is everything. It is the knowledge of everything, everyone, all time, past, present, future, future's future. Oh, I like that, future's future. I like that. So in the Akasha, the only limitation are the ones you put on yourself, because it is limitless, like we are. And that is the whole point of the Akasha. There are limitless rooms in there that you can visit. So to put it in terms that might be a little bit easier to comprehend, you can go into your room of contract. So you go into your room, and then your contract, your life contract is there, your past life contract. It's like a little library of things. But in this Akasha, you can also go into the dream time. So dream time is also a room. And we're going to talk about a few more rooms right after our first caller. Hi. How are you, caller? What's your name?
I'm Lucy.
Hi, Lucy. Can you turn down your internet, your YouTube, or what it is you're listening to right now? There you go. Perfect. Hi, Lucy. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. What can I do for you today?
I just wanted to call and ask if I can get some insight on my marriage.
It's not as bad as you think it is, and it seems really bad right now. We have had retrogrades, Venus retrogrades in Libra. We are now in a Mercury retrograde. You're going to have to fare this out until mid-January. In mid-January, there may be talk of divorce, and there may be talk of this and that and the other, but you'll find that in the last 2 weeks of January, you guys are going to calm down, especially your husband. He's going to reevaluate. And that I don't see that happening. I see you guys staying together. You're probably watching my finger. My fingers are doing what we call muscle testing. And in that, I see you two kind of nurturing, but it's going to be a bit hard for you because there's a trust factor here that's lost. Does that make sense?
It does a lot of sense.
Yes. So there is a trust factor here that's lost, and you're going to have to really think about it, but you're a very forgiving person. Does that make sense? Hello?
Sorry, the connection is cutting out a little
Sorry,
bit.
I was saying that you're a person with a lot of forgiveness, so you're going to have to reevaluate, and I feel like you're very forgiving, and I feel like there's a lot of forgiveness in this particular relationship that's going to be necessary on your part. Does that make sense?
And that's been the challenge for me, is that I constantly feel like I'm forgiving. And that's where I kind of feel like I'm wearing thin lately.
Yes, but the reality is he's going to come to his own conclusions and come to that realization that all the work is not yours to do. Okay, he is going to come to that realization. You need to wait and hold off on making any kind of decisions in this relationship until at least March. Okay?
Okay.
You just got to sit back and just chillax. I show you your strongest path. You step to the left, you step to the right. You can change it. That doesn't make your path worse. It makes it different. But I caution, and I just heard that, caution you not to jump at this because there's a lot of things changing, and I see a spider on a web and things shifting. Okay, so you got to allow the shift to happen. We're in a great time of that right now, especially where love, marriage, and relationships are concerned. He's just trying to be authentic with himself, and it's very confusing because he's lied to himself for a very long time. Okay. Now he's having to tell the truth about how he feels about a lot of things. And it is going to be hard to hear. It is going to be hard to go through. I'm not going to lie to you. But if you can ferret through, I do see you guys staying together, and it is going to shift the relationship. After all of this, though, you're going to have to go on a healing journey of forgiveness on yourself. It's not just about others.
Right.
Okay?
Now, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
all of this.
You're welcome.
One last question. Am I on the right journey with my career? Because I threw everything
Yes.
away to take a chance, and I feel like I need to turn back.
No, I feel like everything you're doing is correct. The growth process is really nice. Where your career is, it's fine. Again, you're feeling all of this is because of the shift and change. If you want to have a deeper reading, please feel free to give me a call and we can sit down. But the reality is if you do, only book like a half an hour. You won't need any more than that because you're better off than you think you are. This is a lot of just shift and change in the environment right now. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
And thank you for
truly
calling.
are an angel. Thank you.
Thanks. And thank you for calling. I truly appreciate your courage.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. I love callers like that. They're very sweet and they're very heartfelt. And I don't know that people understand that psychics can feel people. We are empathic in our being. That's where we start. And when you have someone who comes from the truth like Lucy does, and by the way, I love that name for so many different reasons, such a meaningful name to me. I feel not only that pain, but I feel the honesty, the truth, and her sitting back and kind of going, you know what? I need to be true to myself now. You know, it's not just about other people. I have to be true to me. And you are being true to you. And that can be very scary, Lucy. You need to trust yourself and have the courage that you had to even call in today. You're a beautiful person, beautiful woman, okay? So getting back to the Akasha. So dream time we talked about last week when I was here. No, dream time last week, actually. And we talked about dream time. That is a room of the Akasha. When people go, oh, it's another dimension, they're talking about another room. You can say it's another room. So now get your head around this. We are Akashic room. Our bodies, ourselves are Akashic room. Anisha is an Akashic room. Trish is an Akashic. Alyssa, your sister, your brother, you are a room of the Akasha. Okay? When you go into the Akashic records, there is a librarian. And that librarian will guide you. You will have a guide in the Akashic records as well who will be given to you. And they come in any shape, form, size. It's incredible what you see with the Akasha and what you discover. And I mean, you think Harry Potter's fantastical beasts are something, you have to go to the Akasha. And the reality is they set you up in such a way that it is safe for you. You go only as far as you can come back. And it's an amazing experience. And it is so easy for people to actually access it. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you can access it and the different ways of accessing it. But we need to lay the foundation first. There are internet articles, that you can read about the Akasha. There are blogs. I don't know if there are books on the Akashic Records. I haven't really seen any. If I have, they haven't resonated with me enough to keep in my memory bank. Sorry. But I find that through experience and meeting others who have worked with the Akasha, I've accumulated over 16, 17 years all this information that seems to be viable across the board, not only with energy workers, but with clients in general, because I do Akashic Record readings. So what that means is I am able to tap in or get into the Akashic Records, and I can go to your room for you or take you with me, which I've done with clients before, which is very cool. And we meet your guides, and they take us to your room, and they show us your contract. And we go through your contract. What are the things that are bothering you? I just had one recently. It was incredible. And there was a shelf in this, a cabinet, like a cabinet, an open cabinet, wood cabinet. And there were objects on this cabinet. There was a doll. There was a fishing rod. There were all kinds of things. This was a female. And she was going, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, it's there. I said, yes, these are the things that you carry as precious. You don't carry much, but what you carry as precious is there. It's right there. And we saw her family, and we saw her kids, and we saw what the connections were between them, why she is the way she is. I mean, the Akashic Records are just juicy. Oh, they are. I know. Oh, that was a good face. I actually watched myself make that face. That was a good face. That was very Calvin and Hobbes. And it also helps you to define, what is my purpose? And that, to me, is incredibly important. Especially in the last week or so. All of you know that last week's show was pre-recorded because I went to a very unique entrepreneurial course that was fantastic. And they talked about purpose. Purpose-driven companies right now are 30% more likely to achieve their goals than money-driven companies. So that's not to say you don't take care of your bottom line. Of course you do. But if you take Richard Branson, he is my perfect example. Everybody has theirs. That is a perfect example of purpose. You look at Martin Luther King. He had purpose, right? Not to get dark and wiggy, but then you look at people like Hitler. He had purpose, right? And you achieve things with purpose, even though they may not be great things. They are great things, but very horrible things. And then you have Gandhi, who had purpose. Know your mission statement. Know your purpose in life, and that will take you to where you are. So the Akashic Records and how this ties in. I love it. How this ties in is when we go into the Akasha, when you go into your Akasha, you are able to see your purpose. Why am I here? What is my destiny? And a lot of times it shocks people because it's not what they thought it was. I have one man who came to me, and his purpose in life is to be the healer of energy workers. And this guy, he's a techie. He has nothing to do with this work. The only reason he even came to see me was because his wife was making him. But when he thought about that for a few weeks, he chose to come back and he said, teach me more. And then he did his Reiki. And then he did some of his, he did NLP. And what he does is he does not take on clients. He only takes on energy workers. He only takes on holistic workers, naturopaths, psychics. These are his client base, and he is full all over the world. Because each energy worker wants to be clear. We want to be that channel, and that is his purpose. That is his mandate. Now, he's still a techie, okay? But this is what he does in his life, in his off time, to love community, to give back. And that's part of our purpose. Like, people think, oh, you know what, my job has to be my purpose. And start with your own community. Start with volunteering. Start with doing those things. Start with going into the Akasha. There are people who do record readings. You can find them on the net. I do them, raisingenergy.com, plug. Why not? I'm here, right? You can go to my blog as well. I don't have an article on the Akasha yet, but I will have an article by January 2019, January 1st, 2019, for those of you watching this show in 2019. That's what I love about this format. It's digital, right? You can watch it whenever you want. So when we go to the Akashic Records, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about how you can access them. Hi, everybody. We're back with messages from an angel. I got so carried away with the last segment. I was having so much fun. We do have a caller on the line, so we're actually going to go to our caller before we keep continuing on our topic. Hi, caller. How are you? What can we do for you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. What's your name?
Cheyenne.
Hi, Cheyenne. What can I do for you today?
I was just wondering if my past medical history in the last year will affect me having another baby.
Okay, so first of all, as soon as you started talking, I saw past. And when you said your past medical histories, no, I don't think they are. However, I would get an energetic cleansing or clearing done, even if you do a smudge. Go see, like, where are you located, if you don't mind my asking?
Dundas, Ontario.
Dundas, Ontario? Okay. So if you're willing to make the hike to Newmarket, Ontario, there is a really great shaman, a woman that I know, she's Anishinaabe, and she's a homeopath, and she can do a really nice clearing for you. I do clearing work, but they're not showing me for you, right? So that's fine, because again, I'm about my client. I'm not about, garnishing clients that way. So if you want, please email me, raisingenergy@gmail.com. And I will give you her information, okay? I will get that to you either today or have my assistant give it to you. Just to do a little bit of cleansing and clearing, but no, I don't see that affecting you. Do I see you having a little bit of a difficult delivery? Yeah, but nothing abnormal. So no. You have one child now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to have two more. So no, I don't see an issue.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to be fine. You need to relax, like you're panicked. You're panicked over this. You can't be panicked. You need to chillax. This is one of the reasons I think I need to send you that way, because she's got a way of creating a peacefulness in people I've never seen before. She's pretty cool. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So, when we talk about the Akashic records, and that's another thing too. In the Akasha, you will find that it's not just about your destiny. You'll find out what your plant is, what your animal is, what your stones are. That actually draws a picture of who you are. Like, I'm snake medicine. So I know that my destiny in this life is to help people release their burdens. How I do that is up to me, right? Show new perspectives. My stone is obsidian, constantly cleansing and clearing and helping people and doing that kind of thing, and also myself. My stone, that's my stone. My tree is the weeping willow. So I'm a crossroads keeper. I work with transition, people who are crossing over, coming in with birth, whether it's work, whether it's this or that. I work with a lot of very large transition. And my, And my element is actually water. Even though I'm an air sign, water, when I'm near it, enhances my abilities. So I'm going to plug again on Instagram at Raising Energy, www.instagram.com/Raising Energy. I am right now, up until December 1st, if you follow me, I will give you those four things: your animal, your plant, your stone, and your element. And I've had hundreds of people. I've had like 400 or 500 people who have asked, and I do it in real time, so it's really cool. So at Raising Energy on Instagram, and you can go there. And I do that every once in a while. I'll give you something free, something to do. So always follow me so that you can get the little perks of what I do. Or you can go on Facebook as well and join me there. But I'm doing the readings over on the other side. And the reason I'm doing that, again, is to connect you to who you truly are, which again leads back to the Akasha. It all leads back to the Akasha. The Akasha records is almost like God's in between. Let's call it that. Universe is in between. And so let's pretend, okay, you have God, or you have a mighty king or a queen, a goddess. And she has the information, so she filters it through here, and then you got all your Harry Potter bank gnomes or gremlins. What are they? What were they? What in Harry Potter? What were those bank? They ran the bank. Goblins. That's it. See, Anisha's she's like my information. So she's my Akasha, and so you have your little goblins, right? And they get all the information, and then they go to the right seer and the right energy worker and the right holistic worker, and they give that, and then they give it to you. That's the way it works. Or actually even give it to the guide, the guardian, the angel, the archangel, and they give it to the client, to the reader, and they give it to you. So there's a process. There's always a process. And so you get all this information about you, then what do you do with it? Then you start to explore it. So for me, when I found out I loved snakes, or snakes were my totem, I started to explore what that meant. I started to read up on them. It still gave me the heebie-jeebies because I didn't like them. And then because I brought in that energy, for me, because I'm an animal person, I ended up getting Severus. And everybody knows Severus, right? Everybody knows him. He was on my show. Go back on our episodes. You'll see Severus on our animal one. And so the Akasha, when you find out about you, then allows you to open up. Now, what's really cool is this. The second you know all of this information, it starts to happen without you having to do anything, because it's knowledge. So if I were to read a book of Russian, even though I don't read Russian, the second my eyes fall on it, it is now influencing and affecting me. So the second you know your animal totem, it will influence you, it will affect you. The second you know your plant, it will influence you, it will affect you. The stone, it will influence you and affect you. And my suggestion always is to people is to bring that into your life so that you can actually take on that energy like Tylenol. It's like taking an energetic Tylenol. So in the Akasha, we're creating that foundation. Now you know that in your room you can find out about you, right? That is the you and your connection to others, your connection to the world. But if you want to connect to others, you can do this as well. You can ask permission. Can I connect to my son? Can I connect to my daughter? Can I go into the room of my husband? If they say yes to you, then you can. If they say no, then you cannot. Well, who is that who? Who is the who? For me, it's funny. It's like red light, green light. When I was a little girl, I used to love that game. Did you play that when you were a kid? Oh, yeah. Red light, green. Okay, so people still play that. So I will see a red light, which is no, forget it, it's not happening. A yellow light, which is caution, go into that room, but beware of what you might find there because it may not be what you think, which just happened. And green light, go. You have all permissions from everybody involved, including that particular spirit. So the red light also is a safety because it is invasive to go into somebody's room without their permission. So the Akasha itself, which is a living thing, will go, no, and it can even spit you out if you push. It is a living organism. It is not something that is man-made or a construct. It is universal. It is an energy. It is constantly evolving, okay? It is alive. It's alive. Tell me what movie that's from. I'll give you a 10-minute read. So here's the deal. When we go into the Akasha and we explore each of these rooms, whatever they might be, we are learning something new. So it's not new. So it's not just about people. It's about learnings and situations. So when I go in there, I may want to learn more about crystals. I may want to learn more about elements like fire, earth, water, whatever. I might want to learn about accounting. I might want to learn about money. I might want to learn about this, that, and the other. But we have to be able to access it. As soon as you go into the hall of money, you go into the hall of banks, you go into the hall of healing. People need healing, the hall of healing. You go to healers, but they'll give you particular healers. Some people will go to the hall of healers that is attuned to a higher vibration and other dimensional beings. Other people will go into rooms that are shamanic. Other people go into rooms where it's the grandmothers. Like it's limitless. Drum circles, this, that. They will take you into a room, but I guarantee you by the time you're finished, you will be a different person when you come out of that. And it's not a meditation. Meditation is when you bring yourself to a certain place and that you are still and you're allowing the information to come to you, right? You're allowing yourself to be open, to be centered, to find that peace. With the Akasha, you're actually physically going somewhere, okay? And in meditations you can do that too, but then it turns into a journey. So the Akasha is more of a journey, okay? A lot of people will pretend to say that they are going into their dream time, these places that they've never seen. There's a door that will show up from nowhere, like just disembodied door that's sitting there in front of them, or the sky or what have you. That is a door to a room in the Akasha. I was saying in the Dreamtime, it's very connected to Dreamtime Akasha because again, it's a subconscious mind that we're working with. I was saying that my sister last week, she would go into this mall and she would sit on this bench and there will be stores and then a light in a store would go on and she would go into that. That's a room of the Akasha. A lot of times we don't do this in awareness. Windows are the same thing. You go through a window. So next time you see something like that in your dream and you're aware or you feel the need to go through it, don't be afraid of that. And you can even ask, is this safe? Of course, if it's safe, they're going to take you there. The Akasha, nothing is really unsafe. There are levels of the Akasha, so you do have underworld stuff. And that kind of stuff is more precarious, but it's made for those people who are ready for it and willing to go down to, say, the bog. The bog is a place where if you're there too long, you will lose all memories and who you are and yourself. It's a place that's very, very scary, actually, if you're not made to work within it. A lot of times you're going there to save lost souls. The bog is a very interesting and unique place to go into. And those who are ready are the only ones who are allowed in, right? And that's just the way it is, unless, you're put there for a reason or you accidentally get in there, which it never happens in the Akasha. That's what we do to ourselves in our waking time. We end up in places we don't want to end up in. So you could say people like drug addicts, suicides, things like that can end up in the bog. And then it's people who are healers, angels, archangels. We can go in there and we can do the work. So there are higher levels of the Akasha. There are lower levels of the Akasha. So who runs the Akasha? Who's the who of the Akasha? So the who, or the in crowd of the Akasha, is the council. So yes, there is a council. It's between 7 and 13 people. How do I know this? Simply because I work with them. It's a really interesting thing. I know it makes me sound like a crazy people. Ask me if I care. I don't. Because when you go into the Akasha, you're going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the council, and then we're going to start talking a little bit about how do you get into the Akasha and what kind of things can you do to get there when we're back on Messages from an Angel.
Hello, my name is Anisha, and I'm the production manager of TCN Network. Have you ever wanted to host your own show? Do you have a message to share? Well, you're in luck. We are looking for dynamic and unique individuals to host their own shows. We are seeking people who are committed, motivated, and energetic. Do you want to be the next Jimmy Fallon, Ellen DeGeneres, or Shane and Ryan from BuzzFeed Unsolved? Start here. Fill out the Propose a Show form on mytcntv.com. We're here to educate, support, and build the community. Can you lead by example? Go the extra mile and seek knowledge? Are you humble, disciplined, responsible, selfless, and enthusiastic? Those are our core values. And if you identify with them, you could be part of a growing network that focuses on positivity and uplifting our community. We can't wait for you to join us on TCN Network and hope to hear from you soon.
Hello, 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 and we're back. And we were talking about, you'll have to forgive me, I'm a little lightheaded today, working in the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records has what we call a council. Who runs the Akasha? 7 to 13 people. They change from time to time. We will talk about that as soon as we take our next caller. Hello, caller. What's your name?
Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. What can I do for you today, Missy?
Okay, I'm wondering what kind of blocks you see kind of come up for me and the best way to kind of work through them.
Okay, your first block is your home. I feel like there's some clutter around it. Does that make sense? Hello?
Sorry. Sorry, I had a hard time to hear you. What did you say?
Oh, sorry. I said I feel like your home and your environment needs to be cleaned up. Not cleaned up necessarily. I feel like there's some clutter in the home, and I feel like there's energetic clutter. So you need to smudge and sage your home and sage you. That's the biggest thing.
Okay.
I feel like you're. Do you have some clutter in your home?
Not a lot of crystals.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of crystals in the house. And I do
Okay,
smudge
watch
often,
that. Okay,
but
watch how many crystals you have, because if you have a lot of crystals, sometimes that in of itself, because it's so much energy, can create chaos. Make sure you have the
Okay.
ones that really work for you, that are really resonating with you at the time, and the other ones just put them away a bit. Okay? Because
Yeah,
that's what I'm
okay,
seeing
yeah, 'cause
is a lot. Like even me, I have my skulls. I love my crystal skulls. And I have a plethora of them, but I only have 2 or 3 out at a time. I only have certain crystals in certain areas, but I have like a box full of them. right? I have a
Okay,
treasure
yeah.
chest. I don't put them in a box. They have a home. But so for you, just be careful because I see a lot of energetic stuff happen, like a lot of debris in the home. So
Yeah.
temper that a little bit, smudge the home.
Okay.
That's really where it's at. Also, you need to learn a little bit more about feng shui. That's going to help you with your crystal work because you can put the crystals in various areas to enhance your life.
Yeah, awesome.
Watch,
one more
sorry,
thing.
watch your eating as well because I feel like your intake is very heavy. You're an energy worker, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I've been drinking so many smoothies. I'm honestly, and meat, I've been not drawn to it. I've always ate meat growing up, but
there's
that's
something-
naturally changing on its own.
Good, okay.
I have noticed that.
Yeah, so watch
There's
the heavier stuff.
There's a
That's all.
spirit in our house, Angel, and it's
A male?
I don't know if
Is it a male?
I'm not sure. Like I've heard "hey," which sounds like a female, but my daughter is 7 and she's very sensitive, and something is disturbing her.
Yeah, watch that you're not bringing energies into the home. I think this is exactly what's happening. Again, I know you do smudges and everything, but have you protected and guarded or warded the home at all?
Yeah, I do, and I send like protection on our whole street too.
Yeah, don't worry about the street. Just worry about your home. You don't want to. You
I
don't want
do
to
a
put
home in our street. I don't know.
Up it. I want you to up the home. Okay, I want you to enhance it. I want
Okay.
you to bring that up a little bit because you're just letting things through. There are holes in the wall. You make sure you do them at
Okay.
least once every 6 months to a year. But again, the crystals are the biggest thing. It's creating a lot of energetic chaos. That's the only thing I would temper. That's the biggest number one thing. Number two thing, I would bring up your energetic wards, and I would also smudge yourself. Obviously, you do, and watch your nutrition. I'm not saying you can't eat meat. They are saying that. Your chicken intake is good. Watch your beef and cow and where it's coming from. It's too toxic.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, watch
Awesome.
that. Okay, try more either grain fed or local. All right, locally farmed.
Yep.
All right, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for
Perfect.
calling.
Thank you. Okay. Have a good day.
You
Bye.
too. So the council, thank you, caller. That was really awesome. The council is 7 to 13 people or creatures or things or whatever they might be. It's alive. Was from Frankenstein. Rosie S. I want you to email me, please. And I want you to get my raisingenergy@gmail.com. You have won yourself a free 10-minute reading. You have. And my assistant will set that up. Let her know. Okay. That was awesome. Somebody actually answered the question. You rock, Rosie. Okay, so these can change from time to time. When a council member changes, we all feel it. We can feel the vibration in the earth, especially those ones who are Akashic record keepers. I'm not a record keeper. Record keeper is somebody who actually keeps the records. Somebody actually does the filing, if you can imagine this. They work with the archives. They work with all this stuff. They are incredible people. And a lot of times their human movement, their human life actually connects that. They're librarians or historians. They're relic people. They own vintage stores, things like that, right? They're people of the past. And some of them are of the future too, but the past creates your present and your future. So these are the record keepers. They usually have earmarks. But people like me, I go to the council. I do this more in dream time. And I used to do this as a kid. I didn't understand what I was doing. But I'd be in this like big courtroom. And I would be a lawyer, and there would be somebody on the other side, and they would be people who worked with, say, black magic or brujas or this or that or the other. And I would be kind of going, okay, you know what? I was the prosecutor is what I was. So I would think these are dreams and what have you. But now that I work with what I work with, when I started, I worked as a healer, and that's what I did. I did a lot of removal work with shaman from Peru and from Native Aboriginal tribes here and in the States and what have you. And I started to realize that I was doing the same work here as I was doing in the Akasha. So we all have jobs, right? We actually have jobs in our waking time and our dream time. It's just that some of us are aware of what it is and others are not, and that's okay. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, I wanted to make sure that I talked about was how do you get into the Akasha? How do you access these Akashic records for yourself? Number one is dream time. So, like I said last week in the dream workshop, is basically you're writing, and as you write, you're getting everything out. You're a clear channel now for your dream time walk. And you go have a glass of water. The water keeps you hydrated. That's important because you have little neurons in the brain that actually need to connect and spark in order for this to happen. Then you go into your dream time and you see the door, or you can actually, even before that, before you go to sleep, ask, I want access, I would like, please, and thank you, to have access to the Akashic records. Can I please have access to the Akashic records in my dream walk, in my journey? When you go to sleep, you'll see a door, you'll see a window, you'll see something. It could be a tree with a knot in it. You could see a stone and somebody beckoning you to it. Whatever it is for you. I'm seeing these are the common things that people see. It doesn't mean that's what it is. The only limitation you have is the one you place on yourself. And this is something I preach all the time because I work in the Akasha. No limitations. So now my reality is that when you work with the Akasha, it's very simple. You can start in a meditative state. Go into a meditation where you're standing in a field and then turn yourself around and see a stone or see a tree. Go to the tree. Ask if this can be a door to the Akasha or if it is a door to the Akasha. In your meditation, I'd like to be taken to the doors and the gateways of the Akasha. And then when you do that, then they'll allow you in. If not, that's okay. Maybe it wasn't meant for you that time. You can try a different time. There are those who say they don't see. Well, you can feel it. You can just know it. You don't have to actually physically see in meditations. Feel it, okay? Feel is a form of see in our world, okay? I feel more. Like my eyes, when I close them, I see more and I feel more than I ever could with my eyes open. Here, everything feels disconnected at times, right? And I can see better in that world. So another way of getting into the Akashic records is simply to ask. I was doing one of my Raising Energy shows on Rogers TV, whom I absolutely adore. And we had like 40, 50 people. It was fantastic, as we do with all of our shows, by the way. And I read live audiences with that show. And yes, I am a very busy woman. And so as we're doing this, all of a sudden a woman asked, what is my purpose and destiny? And just like that, without doing anything, I went, take me to the Akashic, please. I need to go into her room. Do I have permission? Yes. Okay. Take me to her book of contracts. And they showed me the book of contracts. I opened it up and I saw nurse. And I went, oh, okay, that's very odd. And so I went back to her, even though I was still in the Akasha. I went back to her and I said, well, it shows me that you're a nurse. And she goes, oh my God, that's what I've always wanted to do. I said, well, what's stopping you? She goes, I don't know. So I went back into her Akasha. I said, what are the blocks around this? And they showed me 3 very, very specific things that were hers. So we talked about that and what have you. And from that, she was able to actually reshape her destiny and her career. What she did become was a PSW, and then she started there, and then she ended up actually doing Nurses Across the Border. She went through her entire study. It was an incredible experience to walk with her on this journey. So the Akasha is very powerful. So how do you get in there? You can also go and see somebody who works with the Akasha to teach you. This is something I teach. So if you do a Psi class with me, I can sit down and go, okay, you know what? Let me teach you how to do this. And in one session, you're basically able to go in there because you can already do it. I'm just teaching you how. The ability to access any of this work is there, people. So it's just a matter of doing it. Now, the other thing we can do, and I'm just going to go right over here. Oh, I'm still on the, yay, okay. And one of our wonderful people who works here, one of our wonderful friends of the show, Sue. Hi, Sue. I know you're watching. You rock. This is her singing bowl, her Tibetan singing bowl. This one belongs to her daughter, and they were kind enough to lend it to me because last week I was saying that I don't have one right now. Mine is packed somewhere. I know it's around. So these are beautiful things. So before we even go into the Akasha, we want to make sure we're pure channels, right? That we're cleansed and that we're cleared. And this is probably one of the fastest ways to do it. So you can get yourself a small singing bowl, okay, Tibetan singing bowl. You can get them at any place. Spiritual Emporium, friend of the show. Go to Spiritual Emporium. They have them there. Maggie's wonderful. She'll show you how to use it. Oh, trust me, she loves doing it. She actually places, when somebody buys stones or buys something, she'll place them inside the bowl. And then what she'll do is she will access the bowl. Right? I don't know if you can hear that. There we go. I'm not very good at this. You know what? I don't know if I can do this. I did it earlier when we off the air. Hang on, let me see. I want to keep it going. I don't know, can you hear that? You can kind of hear that? I'm going to try it on the other one. And then she will do that in order to cleanse and clear. Oh. Okay, and then if you keep going around like that, it should sing for you. Let's see if we can keep it going. There we go. There we go. I did it. I did it. So in doing that, you place yourself in a space that is on the right vibration for you. And with the Tibetan singing bowls or any crystal bowl, because you can find crystal bowls too, gold's made of crystal, find a vibration that resonates with you. Once you have that bowl that is yours, that will call to you, that will sing to you, you can use that before you get yourself in the state. Like I'm already like vibrating a little bit. Into a state that will help you get into the Akasha. So doing this before bed is a really nice idea. And then do your writing and then have your water. This is one way of getting into the Akasha. While you're doing it, one of the things I've done before is I will literally go like this with my singing bowl. I call in all of the energies of the Akasha to come and be with me, to work with me, to keep me safe, to help me move through the Akasha. Easily, effortlessly, joyfully. Can you hear how it's going even? Whoa, you feel that? Now I've called them all in. They're here. And you heard that. When I was doing it the first time, it was kind of working. And the second time, I'm calling in. So now that I've called them in, I can sit and I can just close my eyes and go, okay, show me, where do I need to go in the Akasha? Let me in the Akasha. Please allow me into the Akasha, and work like that. So these bowls are amazing for that kind of work. And then when you're finished, you do the same. I am grateful to all of those of the Akasha who have been with us and here with us, who have helped us, kept us safe. We release you. Releasing is easy. You know, just make sure you do. It's like, you know, it's like when you're on a cell phone, when you're not talking to someone, you want to hang up, right? It's the same thing with universal energies. You always want to say thank you and always want to release them. Because when you release them, then you are able to disconnect that phone and you're able to come out of the Akasha. I actually did a journey once with a woman who was very, very learned. And she had a group of us. And we went into this meditation, this journey. And I got stuck in the journey for 3 days. Bless you. Oh, we're all sick. And I got stuck in the journey for 3 days. So I could feel myself here, but I could feel that I wasn't right. I could feel that I was still there. I was still thinking about it. I was still connected to it. It was just an obsessive thought. And all of a sudden, I went back in the meditation. I released. I said goodbye. I did all the things I needed to do, and we were done. We have another caller. Hi, thanks for calling in today. What can I do for you?
Hi, Angel. How are you?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with?
My name's Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. What can I do for you?
I'm just wondering about my twin flame journey.
You have a son?
I don't have a son, but I have had a miscarriage.
There is a child who is your twin flame. What's really interesting what's really interesting is people think their twin flame has to be somebody that they're intimate with. That they're a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, what have you. But a lot of times what we don't realize is a twin flame means that we're cut from the same cloth, that we're one of two halves. And for you, I feel like there's a male who is a child, a son. And if he's not in this world now, he's in spirit. And twin flames don't have to be in this world with you. They can be in spirit form in this lifetime. There is the potential for you to get pregnant again, just so you know. I hope you want to hear that. Do you want to hear that?
You cut out, so I didn't hear you.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I said there is the potential for you to get pregnant again. I hope you want to hear that. Do you want to hear that?
Oh, my God. I don't know. My daughter's going to be 10.
Yeah, there is the potential for that still, just so you know. You have another probably 3 years. 3 years. 3 years, okay? So there is a potential for that. If you do get pregnant with a child, it will be a male. But the thing is I'm not 100% sure. If you don't, your twin flame was that child. Okay.
I've always said I wanted a son, and I wanted to name him Oliver. That was going to be his name.
I love that name. I was actually,
I love it.
You know what's really funny is I wanted to name my son that, but we ended up with Joseph, which was fine, but that was one of my top 3 picks. That, Sebastian, and Joseph. Olivia's a beautiful name too, but so for you it would be a son. Yeah. So you know what? Honestly, I think that would be a fantastic name. But regardless, your twin flame is definitely in that child, one way or another, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. That doesn't mean also, just understand, that doesn't mean that you're not going to find love or be in a loving relationship. It just means that relationship isn't necessarily an intimate one. That's all. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Twin flames are very interesting. because not a lot of us actually find our twin flames in every lifetime. It's a different configuration or shape each time. You can actually go into the Akashic records and ask who your twin flame is. A lot of times you won't recognize them. A lot of times you won't know who they are. And if you do, that's even better. But the reality is a lot of time you won't. You will see a figure, you will see a figment, you will see a shadow, or you will see an actual person, but it's not someone that you necessarily know. Okay. So twin flames, soulmates are the same thing. You have soul groups. So you can have many soulmates. You can have, like, Anisha is part of my soul group, right? My son is part of my soul group. The guy I meet in the grocery store that I talk to for a moment is part of my soul group. Are they soul mates? Those are soul group people that you choose to be intimate with. So that can be anyone. That's a choice. So again, you can actually go into the Akasha and you can say, hey, you know what? I would like to meet my soul group. And they will show you people in past, present, future. I usually say soul group from now, soul group from this year to this year, soul group from this period. I'm very specific because that can be a wide range, right? Also, when you're in the Akashic records, when you're asking for stuff like that, you are going to be asking for information and meeting people who will also tell you about you. So it's all about growth. We have another caller.
Hi.
Hi, caller. What's your name?
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm awesome. Okay, you know what? Jig's up. This is actually this is a complete surprise to me. This is my assistant. This is my right hand. I cannot get up in the morning without finding a text saying, Angel, this is what you have to do today. She is my heart and my soul. So I have done Akashic record readings for her. And what did you think of the Akashic? I'm really glad you called. What did you think of your Akashic record reading?
I think it was amazing.
Yeah.
It makes sense to a lot of stuff that I experienced and still to experience.
That's really cool. It's so funny that you chose this show to call out of all the shows that we've done, because I've actually done work with you on this. Now, you have to understand, too, that Sarah is a highly gifted psychic as well. And so bringing her into the Akasha was a unique experience because I was able to bring her with me. And that was really amazing. And her room was very unique to a lot of different people's rooms. Do you have a question for me today, or are we just hanging out for a sec?
I was just coming to say hi.
Oh,
Call
I
in
love
to say
you.
hi.
She's awesome. She's like, I always say, this is not my assistant. She's my friend. She's my family, and she's my handler. I'm telling you, she is my handler. She's awesome. Thank you for calling.
Definitely your handler.
Sorry? Sorry?
I said, I'm definitely your handler.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know what I would do without this. Sarah, help me. Sort out my life. Thank you for calling, Sarah. I love you.
Love you too. Have
Bye.
a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Something else too. Stephanie needs her youngest. Stephanie needs a stuffy toy leopard, white leopard. Go find her a white leopard. Something about the Christmas. She's going to need to hold on to it. She's going to need to talk to it. It's going to become her best friend. December. Okay. So I can read for friends and family, just so you know, because the reality is I have no limitations. Are we in segment 4? Okay, we're only in 3. Excellent. We're going to commercial. Come right back. We have more to talk about with the Akashic Records and messages from an angel.
Ho, 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 ho.
Hi, and we're back on Messages from an Angel. Are we in camera 2? Yeah, we are in camera 2. Okay. How are you, everyone? We've talked a lot about the Akashic Records and how to get into the Akashic Records. Again, it's very simple. You close your eyes, you quiet yourself, you ask, may I have access to the Akasha? And then you allow things to happen. Be ready for anything, because literally that's what the Akasha is about. It is about learning about yourself, who you are, where you want to go, exploring the universe. It's a really amazing experience to be able to do this. You can find your totems in there. You can go work with animals in there. You can go work with crystals in there. It's an amazing place. They have a hierarchy. I know it sounds crazy, but this exists. We are arrogant to think that we are the only ones in existence. There's a line from Shakespeare that I've used really often lately. Let's see if I can even remember it. Is there is more in heaven and earth, Horatio, than you know of. And the reality is, it's true. There is so much out there. What is that? TV X-Files. It's out there, and it is. It really, truly is. Do I buy into aliens? Do I buy into fairies? Do I buy into the only limitations we have are our own? So if they exist, hey, all the best to them. God bless. Enjoy. Have fun. Are we the only ones in existence? I sincerely hope not, because that'd be pretty darn boring, don't you think? So when you're looking for work with the Akasha, always understand when you go in, be polite. It's a living organism. So the reality is it can spit you out at any time. So always show some level of understanding. When you go in, then you want to talk to the librarian, right? You want to talk to the guy in charge, so to speak. He's going to show and ask, can I have my guide? Show me my guide. When you first get there, show me my guide. I need my guide. They'll give you a guide, okay? So I want to see so you close your eyes, you want to get in, now you're in. Now you're in the hall, the Great Hall. In the Great Hall, there's a librarian, somebody there who will greet you. Then you say, listen, I don't know, this is the first time I've been here. Can I please have my guide? Can you show me around? Show me around, big thing. They will show you the basics. They will give you a guide. You will be safe, okay? It's very simple stuff, right? So we've given you a few techniques to get in there. Before you go to sleep, right, take your glass of water, ask to be given permission to go in. When you go in, you're in the Great Hall, you ask who greets you, the greeter, you show me around, give me my guide, okay? Or you can use your singing bowl, you can call them in, right? And then you can go to sleep, or you can go into your meditation, which will take you into your journey. Same deal, you get into the Great Hall. Great Hall takes you to the greeter, you can ask them, show me around and give me my guide, that kind of thing. And then you're off. And once you have your guide, you can do anything you want. Take you into your Hall of Contracts. That's usually where people start, because you want to work on you before you work on anybody else. If you want to know more about the Akashic Records, come see me. RaisingEnergy.com, Angel Morgan. I do psi classes, so if you feel you have intuitive ability, or if you have an intuitive child, come and sit with me, and we can do psi classes. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. Some people enjoy it. These are hour-long sessions where you get to connect to who you are. So if you want, please feel free to come and join me. Read my blog, mypsychiclifestyle.com. It's a really cool one. A couple of them that are coming up are going to be really great. It's about totems. And again, right now until December 1st, 2018, you can follow me on Instagram and get your animal totem, your stone totem, your tree, and your element. It's just a little give back. It's just something I'm doing right now. So come and follow us at Raising Energy. Come have fun with us, and we'll see you next week on our show. Come back for our last little segment on Messages from an Angel.
Hello, my name is Anisha, and I'm the production manager of TCN Network. Have you ever wanted to host your own show? Do you have a message to share? Well, you're in luck. We are looking for dynamic and unique individuals to host their own shows. We are seeking people who are committed, motivated, and energetic. Do you want to be the next Jimmy Fallon, Ellen DeGeneres, or Shane and Ryan from BuzzFeed Unsolved? Start here. Fill out the Propose a Show form on mytcntv.com. We're here to educate, support, and build the community. Can you lead by example? Go the extra mile and seek knowledge? Are you humble, disciplined, responsible, selfless, and enthusiastic? Those are our core values. And if you identify with them, you could be part of a growing network that focuses on positivity and uplifting our community. We can't wait for you to join us on TCN Network and hope to hear from you soon.
Hi, and welcome back to Messages from an Angel. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, for those calling in, and thank you for joining us for our topic, Akashic Records, today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned lots. If you want to know more about me, please go to Instagram at Raising Energy, at mypsychiclifestyle.com, or at raisingenergy.com. We also have a new Instagram page, and it's all about animals, Angel Morgan Pet Psychic. So come and join us. There's lots of places to find us and have fun on Messages from an Angel.